Yeah, yeah, bitch. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Call me a hater, but Slim Kim's video about how she's so happy she's skinny did bother me. And I think it is weird. I also find it so interesting that she felt comfortable making this video after the election because there is a correlation. What we're going to start to see is so many people clinging on to whatever perception of privilege that they have as a means of advanced social advancement.
Ah, shit. Get your tea and your popcorn because the same influencer who I just talked about a month ago, the one that was shaming skinny women, the same one that was shaming thin privileged women, saying that they only wanted to use the qualities that they had so they could socially advance, that girl. Yeah, guess what? Not only has she now completed a 5K, less than 1 month after talking about how she likes being big and they were all in the comment section saying that she only joined a running group so she could socialize, not so she could actually lose weight. Not only has she completed a 5K in 44-degree weather, but now she has also relaxed her hair. So this is proof that a lot of the women who shame you for having privileges or wanting to attain certain privileges, they will shame you publicly, but then they'll go behind the scenes and do the same types of behaviors. So this same woman that was literally just shaming Slim Kim for being thin, she is now running 5Ks. But you don't run a 5K so you can socialize, okay? Running a 5K at 8 a.m. in the morning and 40-degree weather, that's not the easiest way to socialize. So it's very clear that she is on a weight loss journey now. And now she's also switching up her hairstyle. And this is interesting because I've noticed that whenever a mixed or light-skinned woman gets a relaxer or she talks about being insecure about her 4C hair, Black women will actually say that she's self-hating or that she's trying to cosplay as a mixed woman. She's trying to cosplay as being biracial by relaxing her hair or loosening her hair texture. But then behind closed doors, you've got unambiguous women all over the world relaxing their hair and trying to get that silky hair texture that a lot of the dark-skinned exoticals have or a lot of the light-skinned exoticals. So isn't it ironic?
I am back on the creamy crack, y'all. Yes, you heard it. I got my hair relaxed. So come with me as I take y'all through my relaxer journey. As you can see, she is putting the relaxer down. And I am always just telling my hairstylist all of my problems. She is like my second therapist. And I'm honestly happy to have the relaxer back in my hair. I'm not going to hold you. I miss my little wrap. I miss my little bounce. And I'm just happy to have my relaxer. I know I'm going to get dragged for this, but this is my reality. She's washing it out with neutralizing shampoo and did a nice, great deep condition. Look at that scalp massage. Look at all that hair that is now relaxed and straight. Afterwards, this is me just sitting under the dryer with that new deep condition to make sure that my hair is good. And this is what it looked like. Now we're getting the press on. We're blow drying it and flat ironing it to make sure that it's nice and bouncy the way that I like it. We had to cut off a few inches, y'all, but this is the final result. Look at my hair. Look at that movement. Stiff wear. Stiff wear. Listen, I'm back on the relaxer. I'm hitting the streets with my relaxed hair. Bye.
So, as you can see, she is so excited to finally have the silky, exotical hair texture of her dreams. So, isn't this interesting? This is exactly why I do not take a lot of unambiguous empowerment content creators seriously, because they will come over to the mixed race empowerment spaces. They'll come over to like women who have an opposite experience, like thin women or mixed women or whatever their opposite is. They will shame those women, saying, "Oh, you're just trying to socially advance."
Because there is a correlation. What we're going to start to see is so many people clinging on to whatever perception of privilege that they have as a means of advanced social advancement.
And then about a month later, these women will be following right behind you, trying to look like you, trying to get skinny like you, trying to get a hair texture like you. And I wanted to point out this comment. This girl says, "I swear my hair grew more with a relaxer." And then this girl says, mine did too. I feel bad for saying it though. So remember when I made my texturism series a few months ago, and then Black women content creators, they tried to drag me saying that I didn't know what I was talking about. I've talked about how the looser a person's hair texture is, sometimes the easier it is to retain moisture and stuff like that, because your hair is not shrinking upon itself and coiling back into itself. So it's easier for you to access the entire hair strand and distribute your products evenly. So I talked about how that's one of the many reasons that sometimes looser hair textures appear to grow faster. Also, if they're straighter, it's going to look longer than someone who has kinks and coils. So I had unambiguous women in my comment section lying, saying that that was not true. But now we've got this content creator right here admitting it out of her own mouth that her hair grew more with a relaxer and that she feels bad for saying it. This is proof that a lot of unambiguous mono dark skinned Black women who claim to be empowering others, they're lying and being completely dishonest about their hair journey. They're being dishonest when they say stuff like, oh, well, 4C hair grows better, and like white men prefer 4C hair and they prefer dark skinned women, and my hair looks better than yours. So all of that talk that they're doing, all this fake empowerment that they're doing, yeah, guess what? Behind closed doors, they want their hair to be silky like yours. They want their hair to flow down their backs like yours. And the jealousy is so rampant to the point where they will shame mixed women or light skinned women in particular for relaxing their hair. So have you noticed that like whenever you have any sort of privilege in the Black community, you're not allowed to like relax your hair. You're not allowed to change anything about yourself basically. But if you're unambiguous and dark skinned and obese, oh, you can do whatever you want. And nobody's allowed to call out the hypocrisy. So in this TikTok, she says just a 264-pound woman that completed a 5K with a 1637-mile pace in 44-degree weather. So for all of the people who were trying to defend her and say, oh, she's not trying to lose weight, she doesn't want to lose weight, she enjoys being obese. Okay, well, people who enjoy being obese, generally speaking, they don't wake up early in the morning in cold weather to run 5Ks or join running groups. So this is proof that she was talking shit about Slim Kim or women who are skinny, but behind closed doors, she's doing things to get herself skinnier and to get herself healthier. So do you see how for a lot of these unambiguous empowerment content creators, their words do not match their actions? They will say, oh, I'm empowering women with 4C hair, or, you're just trying to be more privileged, or I'm empowering people who are fat. I love being fat. I love being obese. But then their actions behind closed doors don't line up with that. So they're secretly trying to level up on their own. They just won't admit it. And this is exactly why I love the exotical space, because at least over here, we stand 10 toes down on our shit over here. But I want to compare that woman's relaxer video with this woman. She is obviously an exotical. She's talking about her experience and her insecurities about her 4C hair. Let's see what she has to say and how the Black community reacts to her.
I would like to speak on something. I know it can be like a touchy subject, but I want to talk about this because this is a struggle that I have had with my confidence ever since I can fucking remember. I am a very confident person, but the one thing I'm insecure about is my natural hair. I feel like my natural hair is 4C. Like it's coily, okay? And it shrinks so bad. And I've been getting relaxers ever since I was a child. I went natural for a couple of years and I just could not bring myself to be comfortable with my natural hair. And I just feel like, as especially like within our community, obviously there's texturism, but I also feel like this is gonna sound so like kind of privileged, but I don't have to say it, but I just struggle with this. I feel like as a light-skinned Black woman, I don't fit the beauty standard because of the texture of my hair. Like, I just don't feel confident when I wear my natural hair texture. Like, I don't at all. So I've always gotten relaxers, and I've always worn my hair in protective styles. Obviously, I know that's detrimental to think, and I know it's detrimental to our community, and it's a very privileged thing to say in comparison to the problems that brown skin and darker skinned women have to go through. I'm very aware of that. That's just one of my personal struggles, and I just wanted to say that because yeah, texturism.
Okay, so let's look at how people responded to her talking about getting relaxers. So remember, on the unambiguous fat woman that we just watched, they were congratulating her for getting a relaxer. And some people in her comment section were saying, oh, I'm so glad that we as Black women get to change our hair because we want to. Look at the first comment on her video. Oh, brother, literally, like, I'm tired. Get a journal. And then somebody says it's her page. And then they said, on my For You page, though. Someone else says, right? And then this girl says, I am confusion. I don't want to see I hate my 4C hair videos from anyone, really. Take your struggle to your camera roll. So, isn't this interesting how they're telling this light skinned woman, take your struggle to your camera roll? But there are thousands of unambiguous dark skinned women who make the same exact types of videos discussing their insecurities. And then if I were to say the same thing, like, oh, they need to like get a journal, then people say that we're colorists for saying that. But do you see the difference in response when a light skinned woman relaxes her hair versus a dark skinned woman? And then she's like, this sucks for the impressionable Black girls watching. First of all, the majority of the Black community doesn't even look like this girl here. Okay, so that's number one. So why would they be looking to this girl as their role model? Why would they be trying to live vicariously through a woman who does not even share their same complexion? That's number one. Isn't that interesting? This light-skinned girl, she's being reprimanded by unambiguous Black women because she is expected to be a role model for the impressionable Black girls. I didn't see people keeping that same energy on the dark-skinned Black woman's TikTok that I just played. I didn't see anybody saying, oh, there are impressionable Black girls watching this. You know, you shouldn't be talking about your struggles with 4C hair. You shouldn't be getting a relaxer. I didn't see people saying that in that woman's comment section. But notice how when she's an exotical, they automatically put her in a leadership role. And this is another reason why unambiguous Black women, they won't allow light-skinned monoracial Black women to identify differently. They won't allow like 25% mixed women to identify differently. They want all of those people to identify as unambiguous Black women. You know why? Because you are the ultimate unambiguous Black woman. If you look like this girl here, you are the ultimate beauty standard. You're the ultimate trophy. You're the one that's on the pedestal in their eyes. So they want you to identify the same as them because they want to be associated with you. They want to be associated with your beauty. They want to be associated with your privileges or with your status or whatever. So, first of all, that's why they get mad when you don't identify with them. But I find it interesting that they're automatically placing her in a leadership role. Like, oh, you're not being a good representation for impressionable Black girls. She's saying you weren't the target audience and that's okay. So she's basically checking this girl. And people started calling out this girl saying that she has envy and hate for light skinned and biracial women. And this person says, yo mama white. So they're assuming that like you must be a person with a white mom if you stand up for anybody light skinned. And then this girl says, I think videos like this do nothing but reinforce the same stigma that you're trying to fight. Personally, that's what I feel. But if this is your way of coping with that struggle, then I guess. And then here she goes again. She says, you cannot go around broadcasting to impressionable young Black girls that the sole reason you are not beautiful is your 4C hair. Stop making this into a weird, inspirational, or relatable moment. Here's another girl that says, this is an insane take. Oh my gosh. Wow. Someone else says, right, to be honest. And then another person says, no, she not. She just saying she having a hard time with it. Like, should we care? I don't know, girl. Get chemo and hope for a new texture next time. So now they're saying she should get chemotherapy, which is what cancer patients get. So basically saying like, oh, well, hopefully you get cancer or something, then you can get chemo and have a new hair texture. So do you see the difference in empathy? There's a complete lack of empathy because, you know, this girl is obviously, she's already privileged. She has pretty privilege. She has light skin privilege. She has thin privilege. That's just from me looking at her just on this clip right here. So do you see how there's a totally different response when a light-skinned woman gets relaxers versus a dark-skinned obese woman? And I see somebody calling out the hypocrisy. They said, no, she never said anything about her Blackness. This is about the Black community thinking every light skin will have loose hair. If she was dark skinned saying the exact same, y'all would be praising it. Yeah, just like how they praised that unambiguous girl for running a 5K, which is what people do to get thin, and for relaxing her hair. So when you've got a light skinned woman who is thin and relaxes her hair, suddenly, oh, shut up, get a journal, you need to go get chemotherapy. This girl says, difference is no dark-skinned woman would come on here and say, I hate my hair because it's not loose and it's making it hard for me to pass. Be so effing for real. She struggled saying it because it's crazy. So now you've got a woman accusing this light-skinned girl of wanting to pass AKA like pass for white, pass for non-black, pass for biracial. They do this all the time. If you're a light-skinned monoracial black woman, they accuse you of trying to pass as mixed. They accuse you of trying to pass as biracial. They'll accuse you of trying to pass as white or non-black. Or same thing, even if you have admixture, like let's say you have 25% admixture, they'll say the same thing. You're trying to cosplay as a biracial mulatto. You're trying to cosplay as a white woman. You want to cosplay as a mixed woman. So now you've got the creator responding. She says, never once did I say I wanted to pass or that it was hard for me to pass. You literally made that up. Yeah, that's because in Blackistan, they have this mindset that if you're light skinned and monoracial, that you must be trying to pass for mixed. You must be trying to pass for being biracial. Meanwhile, you've got unambiguous women relaxing their hair so they can pass as a dark skinned Dominican woman or, trying to pass as a dark skinned Caribbean, Blasian woman or something. So then this girl says again, so what is the struggle? I'm confused. Newsflash, loose hair is not a light skinned thing. Have you never seen Indians? Why are you struggling with the fact that you, as a black woman, have black hair? So do you see the projection here? The light skinned girl never said that she wasn't black. In fact, she did say that she was black in the video. She said, as a black woman, this is my experience. On the one hand, you've got black women who accuse light skinned monoracials of replacing them. But now on the other hand, you've got this girl saying, why is it so hard to understand that you're black and you look black and your hair is black? She's trying to make it like being black is bad. Like you're one of us. So like, shut up, basically. Get your ass back over here in the black community where you belong. Being light skinned doesn't make you different. She's trying to do that talking point. Like you're one of us. You're unambiguous, just like the rest of us. You're just a regular black woman. That's kind of what she's implying here. So she's like, have you never seen Indians? Why are you struggling with the fact that you, as a black woman, have black hair? And then you've got someone arguing back. They said, it's not, though. It's a stereotype that the black community has put on light-skinned girls. It's not put on dark-skinned girls. So, of course, they won't say it. And then the girl responds. She says, you said it without saying it. Friend, all of us with 4C hair know. Why are you struggling with the genetic traits you have as a black woman? Because you thought you were light-skinned made you exempt? So do you see the extreme projection? She's implying that this light-skinned girl in the TikTok thinks that her being light-skinned would have made her exempt from 4C hair. And she literally never said any of that in this TikTok whatsoever. So do you see the difference in response of a light-skinned girl getting a relaxer versus a dark-skinned woman getting a relaxer? I didn't see not one person on that dark-skinned woman's TikTok questioning her views on blackness, accusing her of potentially being anti-black, because now at this point, they're basically trying to accuse this light-skinned girl of being anti-black for expressing the same insecurities that black women have. And then here she goes again. She says, it's not your personal struggle. It's every little girl who can't find a doll with hair like her own's struggle. Why would you be exempt? So she's basically implying once again, you think because you light skin that you ain't gonna have the same struggles? It's the same thing. Like, get over here at the bottom where you belong. You're still at the bottom. Your light skin doesn't make you different. Your light skin doesn't make you special. It's that sort of rhetoric. And so now the creator replies, she says, that's exactly what I'm saying. Hair texture and skin color have no correlation, but because we live in a Eurocentric society and people are ignorant, that's the expected beauty standard for light-skinned people. So when you don't meet that standard, people tend to be negative and speak down on you for not looking how they think you should look. As a result, I have struggled to love my hair due to the negative discourse. I was simply sharing my experience due to society's expectations and how that affects me. I mean, let's be honest. The only people that really expect light skins to have loose hair are black people. That's the only community I've ever heard say that. Is people in Blackistan. Like, they will make fun of light-skinned women in particular who have 4C hair, I've noticed. But she says on here, you, like a lot of other people, heard me say I'm light-skinned and completely negated everything else I had to say. That's exactly what it is. They're upset that she called herself light-skinned. They're upset that she admitted to being light-skinned. And so now they want to attack her and try to accuse her of being anti-black for talking about her insecurities and relaxing her hair. And then this girl says, yeah, I know. I agree with you. I'm saying she's acting like this is news or anyone is shocked she would say this. So what's the real point of the video? Everyone nod their heads and keep wearing wigs? So now they're trying to say basically, just shut up, sit down. You shouldn't have made this TikTok video. Isn't this interesting? This is a totally opposite reaction that unambiguous girl had when she celebrated perming her hair. I mean, the unambiguous girl, she was literally shaking her straight hair in the video. She was dancing around, sticking out her tongue, just flaunting her new relaxer. This woman didn't do any of that. She literally has her hair pulled back in a bun, and she is like much more somber in her tone, and you still have people showing a lack of empathy, basically. The same empathy that they want you to show them for their experiences with colorism and fat phobia and all that same empathy. Yeah, notice how they want you to give them that energy, but they don't give it to you. So this is why I say to burn the cape, ladies, because you caping for others or trying to go out of your way to jump through all these emotional hoops, it's not going to be returned. And then somebody else says, yeah, the world kept spinning, LMAO. She just need to stay off the net. This person says, it's not about bashing. It's not really a surprise or productive for her to share this. So I'm wondering what's her real point of posting this? What does she want to hear? She knows this too, all of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're just going to keep being a part of the problem, wigging and straightening away. Like, please, what's the point? So do you see how they're saying she's a part of the problem? So now they're calling her a texturist, basically. They're saying she's a part of the texturism problem, but they didn't say that to the unambiguous girl. Somebody else says, this doesn't sit well with me, but I can't explain why. And then this girl says, same, she sounds so anti-black. So isn't it interesting how as soon as a light-skinned person repeats the same thing that dark-skinned people say, suddenly they can see the anti-blackness? And then this person says, because she feels like, because she light skinned, she shouldn't have real black people hair. Remember how they just dragged that biracial guy a couple weeks ago for saying he has black people's hair? So now they're using the same terminology. Oh, she shouldn't have black people hair. I thought that black people hair doesn't exist, according to you guys, just a couple weeks ago. You just told that biracial guy, oh, that's not black people hair. Black people have all hair textures. So which one is it? Is type 4C hair black people hair, or is it everybody's hair? This person says she thinks she got played out on the light skin privilege. She should have just shut up. So what they're trying to imply now is that her 4C hair cancels out her light skin privilege, which, obviously we know that that's false. But still, now they're trying to rank her beneath. They're doing the hierarchy thinking. They're saying that she, as a woman with 4C hair, she would be beneath a light skinned woman with 3C hair, or a light skinned woman with type 2 hair. So do you see how they're trying to place her on a hierarchy, saying that, you're not as good as the exoticals with the loose hair textures? Do you see the black community projecting that onto this woman? All because she came on and repeated the same thing as unambiguous black women. And so, she's getting her wake-up call. Because like I said, being monoracial won't save you. If you're a light-skinned, fully black woman, that's not going to save you. Because at the end of the day, they do not see you as the same as them because your skin complexion is literally different. So, obviously you're going to have a different experience. And that's okay. And that's what she was talking about. But apparently she's banned from speaking on it. This person says, it seems like she may be upset that this feature, 4C hair, gives her less of a proximity to whiteness than she believes she's supposed to have. And I think that's why this was off-putting to people. Speaking out about how texturism negatively impacts you regardless of skin tone is fine, but the other part came off a bit offensive. Another person says, it's because she's shallow and desperate to fulfill all areas of the beauty standard. So she's being called shallow, texturist, anti-black, all because she talked about getting relaxers. That's right. The same thing that the unambiguous black woman just did a few minutes ago. She is now being dragged for doing the exact same thing. And then you've got somebody else that says, why do you need to fit the beauty standard? Everyone is different and that is beautiful. So now they're questioning why she wants to be beautiful, as if women don't have a right to be beautiful now. And then you actually have somebody attacking her and they say, look at your hair. You can't speak on this, because it was a light-skinned woman with curly hair who commented that. And then another person jumps in and says, exactly. Thank you, boo. Be the change you want to see. Everyone waiting on someone. Somebody else says she thinks she doesn't fit because her 4C hair makes her too black and not the good type of mixed. And then the creator commented and she says, I'm not mixed. So she identifies as being monoracially black. And then you got another person that says, I wear my 4C hair with no problem. I refuse to let people make me feel insecure about something that grows out of my head, especially for no beauty standard in the black community that men made up. So now they're accusing her of just being insecure. Men made this up. She's male-centered, of course. I didn't see anybody say any of this on the unambiguous woman's post. But on her post, because she has pretty privilege, suddenly she's male-centered, she's shallow, she's anti-black. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.